Good evening.
Good evening.
It's strange how coincidence works,
Mm-hmm.
because it was only last week that we sat down and watched the film Inception with our kids, which Elizabeth and I have seen before, and is bloody marvellous. I mean, I'm sure I don't need to tell you that, and if I do need to tell you that, you should go and watch Inception right now, because it's absolutely fantastic. And as with so much of this era of Doctor Who, I stupidly had not recognised that we've done, as Brain of Morbius did with Frankenstein, and with Robots did with King Kong, we're basically doing Doctor Who does Inception here. And if you're going to steal from the best, and Christopher Nolan's pretty bloody good, isn't he? So there we go. We are stealing from the best here. I've mentioned before that I feel that the Christmas episodes have the potential to suffer from the fact that them being sort of isolated in the schedules means that if they don't hit, then they feel flatter than they otherwise would. Yeah, and as a result, there's Christmas episodes I think I've watched, 15 mince pies down and 27 beers in that haven't quite hit, and as a result, I have viewed them negatively. That's not quite what's happened here, because this is a great standalone story. I think that a lot of viewers of this on Christmas Day, or at any point, to be fair, will see this and see it for this the slightly trippy sci-fi Inception little epic that it is. I think that the overt references to Alien just help you along the way by saying, oi, oi, we're tapping into something here, pay attention sort of thing. And I do think it stands up. And I do think there's some great performances. It's very nice to see Strax back, sans the makeup.
I didn't realise, but now you say it, it's really obvious.
Yes, it's very...
It's really funny because I thought, it sounds really familiar.
It's also always nice to see a Troughton in the house. So that's...
And the lady was very recognisable. She's obviously been in some children's programme.
You reckon?
Yeah, I might have to Google her in a minute. But also the Nick Frost.
We'll come back to Nick Frost in a minute. The general premise, the setup is absolutely fabulous, and I think we feel... in the same way that gets hinted to at the end when she's got the list of things she's going to do on Christmas Day, and then it says forgive Dave, and you feel as if her day might pick up from that point on. Some people, watch the classic films on Christmas Day. It is a thing, isn't it? You watch a film on Christmas Day, unless you're a Doctor Who fan, in which case you watch Doctor Who on Christmas Day. So all that's absolutely lovely. The issue, though, I think, as with all of this run of stories, is I missed the story that's actually being told the first time round. Because this isn't a standalone Christmas episode. This is the end of the last season. I'm sure there's a Christmas story that we've talked about as being the end of one season or the start of another. I'm sure this is I think it may be the first one last... Christmas Invasion that I suggested was the end of Christopher Eccleston's season, rather than... Anyway, this is best experience, I think, as something that's embedded as part of the overall story. And so if we look at it in that context, it's absolutely beautiful. Because, as Christmas time should, without wishing to get too sentimental about it, the Doctor and Kara have an opportunity, a space in the year, a space in their routines where they can stop. And in the absence of mince pies and too much beer, can actually touch base and connect in a way that they hadn't done up until this point. Death is a very tricky thing to deal with in Doctor Who. It's a preoccupation I think we've had in all these videos. We can go back to Earthshock, and I suspect if we go all the way back to the Daleks Master Plan, we talk about it there. I don't think Doctor Who deals with death very well because of the nature of its intended audience, and hence why, don't cremate me. It doesn't resonate well with me. But I actually think that Moffat does a fantastic job of absorbing the death of Danny Pink into the story of the programme in a way that a lesser writer would have struggled with. I think that it's a charming little cameo. All hail Danny Pink. It's a charming little cameo. And I think that those moments in the dream are absolutely lovely. And I think it's a really fitting way to say goodbye to a character that is defined by his normalcy.
Mundanity.
No, I'm not. I was trying to distinguish whether that word's actually a word. But there we go. So I actually think that is a charming thing. And of course, what we've got is Capaldi and Coleman just being absolutely class, just being sublime, absolutely sublime. And, the flash of excitement when he takes the reins of the sleigh, the moment where she cuddles him and sort of suggests, well, overtly says that he's her Santa, basically. He's funny in this. He's Capaldi in this, isn't he? He's just a class act. He's an absolute class act. And Jenna Coleman holds her own. What a team they make. I've not gone deep, and I will go deep. I'd love to find out if they've ever been overt about it, about their relationship as people, because I feel, given the strength of their relationship on screen, they must have a connection. I can't feel they don't, because they just sing together. They really, really do. They do sad, they do happy, and it's one of the finest, I think, co-acting performances we've ever seen at the top of the show, quite honestly. Let's talk about Nick Frost then. Did you like Nick Frost?
Yes, who doesn't like Nick Frost?
It's a very fair assessment. It's a really interesting microcosm of Doctor Who, isn't it? Where we have a absolutely wears its influences on its sleeve story. It's clearly Inception, and we're cool with that because, we are sophisticated as modern audiences. We can deal. I've been recommending Inception to my mum. Goodness knows what she's going to make of it, but there we go.
Your mum will not understand it.
She might understand it, we'll see. She might. I think it's... Well, okay. But that's part of... Anyway, that's by the by.
Love you, Julie.
Oh, she's awesome. So we're familiar as audiences with that sort of thing. We have the whole visual reference to Alien, which is made a joke, which is all the more lovely. But then Doctor Who takes these solid, sci-fi, reliable, brilliant, interesting stories and then drops Santa Claus in the middle of it. And it could be awkward. It could be cheesy. But Nick Frost is very good. And I've been a fan of Nick Frost since Spaced, which is one of my absolute all-time favourite TV programmes. Again, if you've never seen Spaced, it's dangerous recommending comedy. It's dangerous recommending comedy because comedy dates quite, I think, more significantly than drama. But it retains a place in my heart, Spaced. And Nick Frost is just glorious in that. And I think he pitches his performance of Santa so gloriously because it would be so easy to mispitch it. It would be so easy just to go too far one way or to sink into the sci-fi. And I just think he keeps a beautiful line throughout. And when he has to veer into the, I'm a construct made by your mind, I feel that. And then when it's the silly jokey stuff, I feel that. Dan Starkey does a grand job. The other elf does a grand job. I love, and this is just a fascination of mine on the edges of acceptability, but acceptability of language. I love the fact that they keep saying that it's racist to call them elves, which is just the weirdest. What a silly little joke, but it's a Doctor Who thing, so we can make that work, and it does work, and it's really, really good. But that in the heart of this, against the Doctor as well, what a great, oh my God, what a combination of things coming at each other, and then created something, as I keep saying, that's wholly unique. What other programme would even consider doing this. So there we go. This is the end of that story, isn't it? And that will then lead us on to pastures new, or newish anyway. First time round, long time ago. I've saved this to the end. This left no impression on me at all. Did you remember it at all?
No.
No.
I don't think I've seen it.
And it's so bizarre because, you know, in the absence of New Who being on at the moment, I'm getting New Who from this, and it's just making me so joyously happy, even in times where I'm absolutely shattered. But Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. And we shall see you again soon. Bye-bye.